Today I'm speaking to my friend Bako Ambianda. Bako, you're one of the leading young African entrepreneurs that I know, so I'm really interested in hearing what's your take on how African businesses are being affected by this crisis.
Thank you, Fabuel, for the interview. If you look across Africa, 54 countries, you will notice that a lot of businesses are being affected, no matter what industry you are playing in Africa. But when we talk about startups and SMEs in Africa, you witness a lot of them struggling from lack of internet access during this pandemic time, because it's not easy to adapt from working in person and moving into mobile working, like working from home without adequate internet and fast internet, which is some of the major problems that we face in Africa. So a lot of businesses are struggling with the access to internet and constant power during this challenge.
Right. I see. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely on regular basis. We already have problems with energy and internet in some countries. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to get worse before it gets better. However, I've always appreciated your business insights. And I believe that African entrepreneurs might have a window of opportunity coming out of this crisis. What do you think are the opportunities if you're a young African business right now, post-crisis?
I think you are going to see a lot of startups working on healthcare solutions because, as they always say, a lot of the challenges and problems that we face lies opportunities. So just being, witnessing what a lot of people are going through during this pandemic, you see a lot of solutions catering for those problems that we have faced during this pandemic. To name a few, you are going to see a lot of governments investing in healthcare infrastructure. You are going to see startups working on mobile healthcare solutions because those are some of the key things that we have been facing during this period of time. Like the infrastructure for healthcare in Africa is low. So you are going to see a lot of startups in the healthcare sector.
I see.
A lot of interesting startups are going to come out from this.
I see. So in a way, the crisis is actually exposing, the infrastructure needed in Africa, and people can capitalize on that. That's actually very interesting. And how do you see the relief from the relief programs being implemented by different governments helping the businesses right now?
I think it varies on countries, on specific countries. As you know, we have 54 countries in Africa with different development initiatives and different relief programs. What is happening in Malawi might not be the same relief program in South Africa, but for sure, just based on the global crisis that we are going through, a lot of governments are going to pay attention to healthcare relief programs for their various citizens. I've just been reading online, African Union setting up a fund, relief fund, to offer it across Africa. We have also seen international donors giving in funds for relief programs. We have seen some African countries doing great in terms of setting up relief funds for their countries. I'm sure we can do more because a lot of countries are suffering in Africa without the programs to offer to their citizens during this period of time, specifically entrepreneurs. For example, in Canada, in US, in the United Kingdom, there are relief funds for businesses during this program where you can gain loan from up to $500,000. But believe me, in some African countries, that's going to be challenging for some of those businesses to get back into motion after this challenge.
Right, some African economies cannot afford that. Listen, before I let you go, I just have one more question. How do you feel about regional integration during this crisis? I have a feeling that this might finally bring African economies together, that it'll be a better opportunity to trade among themselves and finally develop some of the programs that we've been looking forward for a very long time. How do you see integration going forward?
I think just one thing that we're seeing during this challenge is the togetherness. Like you see across Africa, countries trying to work together to find solutions for their people. I think in terms of the integration part, let's continue to see how development works and go. But I know for sure that we are going to see a lot of new significant initiatives, both from the private and government side after this challenge. No one knows, no one can predict what the future holds in the next 2 months. But we are going to just see how things go.
Great. Thank you, Bako. It's always good to hear your positive insights. I'll speak to you soon, my friend.
Thank you very much.